السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. في هذا الفيلم سأقول لكم لماذا أنا أحب اللغة العربية ولماذا هي مهمة في الديانة اليهودية. إلى اللقاء ومع السلامة.
Arabic, a tarnished gem. A common cause of conflict, whether interpersonal or international, is the oversimplification of matters with which we are little acquainted. The Western world tends to oversimplify Arab society, and much of the Arab world has its own share of overly simplistic views of Western society. Hollywood is no help. Such ill-informed outlooks play a great part in the bulk of current conflicts filling the media at present. Interestingly, it is this same media that is largely responsible for the propagation of cross-cultural misconceptions and exaggerated assumptions about the other. The Arabic language is itself a victim and a tool in this whole interplay. The Arabic language carries with it a history that has influenced numerous other languages, from Latin to Greek, from Persian and Hindi to Indonesian. English is no exception. Several languages use or have used the Arabic script as their own: Persian, Urdu, Judeo-Arabic, Judeo-Spanish, Chinese, and even French, to name a few. The Arabic vocabulary alone is one of the largest in the world, a wonder unto itself. The literary richness and religious relevance of Arabic reach far beyond the texts of Islam, itself a testimony to the greatness of the Arabic language, the language of angels. Interestingly, aside from its traditional art of passion-filled poetry, Arabic is also an indispensable resource for biblical etymological research. Though the Hebrew language never ceased to be used in a liturgical and literary form, its use as a day-to-day conversational language ended nearly 2,000 years ago. A consequence of such is the ambiguity of certain biblical terms and idioms, the exact meanings for which are no longer clear, whether due to their rare appearance in later Hebrew literature or due to their altogether absence in later Hebrew texts. In such cases, the Hebrew language's closest living relative, Arabic, can be utilized to provide a likely meaning to the otherwise ambiguous word. So how is the gem that Arabic is, both a victim and a tool of modern conflict? One need go no further than uninformed pulpit preachers across the non-Arab world who, due to their rage against Arabic-speaking terrorists, claim the Arabic word for God is in reference to a moon idol. Apparently they've done a little research into the etymology of the English word God. Similarly, though Arabic is an official language in the State of Israel, alongside Hebrew, nonetheless, one is not hard-pressed to find the Arabic of multilingual signs in Israel defaced. Additionally, and a loss for the Hebrew language, is the unpopularity of accurate Hebrew pronunciation due to its sounding too similar to Arabic, though few consider the influence German, language of the Nazis, has had on popular modern Hebrew pronunciation, not to be confused with Hebrew grammar or vocabulary. And let us not forget that English is a Germanic language. They better start blotting out the English and Israeli signs as well. Since when are languages to be held liable for psychopaths who happen to use them? Should we avoid using knives as well? But for the Jewish world, the greatest loss is in the neglecting of ancient Jewish religious literature written in the Arabic language. What irony that Aramaic, the language of the ancient Babylonians and King Nebuchadnezzar, has become sacrosanct in the synagogue and in Talmud study, despite that their unspeakable crimes against the Jewish people dwarf that of Arabic-speaking terrorists. Yet these same individuals who insult, making use of translations of the Talmud from Aramaic, themselves give not a second thought to their own total reliance upon translations of Maimonides' Guide for the Perplexed, his commentary to the Mishnah, Duties of the Heart, or the Kuzari, all famous works of Jewish literature originally penned in the Arabic language, only to name a few. And how is Arabic used as a tool to fuel cultural misconceptions and thereby aid in continued international conflict? By the very fact that the sheer extent of the linguistic diversity of this language is barely mentioned in the media or in other entertainment venues. Heaven forbid that they specify that Al-Qaeda or ISIS leadership speak in a particular kind of Khaliji Arabic. Heaven forbid the world know that while Arab civilization may be united in a rich past, cultural arts, and an ancient classical language, there are nonetheless distinctions among them and among their various forms of Arabic. If a psychotic segment of German-speaking society decides to take over Europe, shall we then repudiate all offshoots of the ancient Germanic language and make no distinction among their speakers? All the less deserving of such as Arabic, a gem among stones.
حياكم الله.